All right, guys, here we go. Thursday Night Thunder kicking off right now. Up first is going to be Stock Truck. My drivers are going to be Bobby Ifrady, Kermit Budds, Jason Wagner, Ina Gannick, Vince McMahon. Our marshals are going to be Eric Everett, Mike McFarland, Kyle Newhouse, Jason Frank, and James Tate. Yes, Jason, you are racing. Remember, tomorrow night is a trial run, so we will be open late for open practice.
On this or what?
No, sir, you're... No problem. All right, just waiting for Kermit to check in, and we're ready to rock. I'll put 1 minute's grace up. Kermit, is that you? Check in. You're not counting. All right, let's see who's out there. Vince is out there.
You sell that thing?
Ina's out there.
Doing some bargain shopping?
Where's Jason Wagner? Okay, he's out there. Bobby, is he coming in this round? Hey, Kermit, is Bobby Ifrady going to make it? Okay. There we go.
Got you, bro.
He got you.
But what do
All right, everybody's checked in. Let's bring them on up. Let's bring them on up. Let's get this first round of qualifying going. Race number 1 out of 4, round number 1 here, Thursday Night Thunder. All right, stock truck, here we go. Bobby Ifrady, bring him on up because you're the first one going. All right, Bobby Ifrady, you are going on the horn in less than 5. Kermit. Jason. Ina. And Vince. And we're off. Race number 1 out of 4, round number 1, stock truck. Thursday night kickoff. This is the first round of qualifying. For any spectators out there, they're racing against the clock, not each other. And in the mains, they'll be going against each other. As soon as you guys get a couple laps down, I will go into your racing order. And right now we are getting close to that 1 minute down, 4 minutes to go. And there it is, 1 down, 4 minutes to go. Kermit right now in the lead on a 16.518 pace. Vince McMahon in the second on a 15.513. Bobby Ifrady in that short course in the third on a 14.518. Ian Organic in the fourth on a 13.506. And Jason Wagner in the fifth on a 13.517 pace. Kermit last lap is a 20.4. Vince last lap 19.8. Bobby Ifrady last lap 21.6. Ina 23.2. And Jason 24.4. 24.3, I'm sorry. 3:25 to go. And right now, Vince in that second spot, 10 seconds off that leader. And Vince with a 19.9 last lap around. Kermit 20 flat. And Vince right now, 7 seconds off that leader. Bobby Ifrady last lap 21.1. Ina 24.4. And Jason Wagner 23.6. And right now we got 2 down, less than 3 to go. Ian Organic now moves up into the third. Kermit Butts new fast lap in lap number 6 with a 19.5. Ina last lap 21.4, currently right now in the third position. Bobby Ifrady in the fourth, and he is right now 7 seconds off that third spot. 2:35 to go. Remember, guys, there is no concessions tonight, so you feel free. You can order pizza if you want. 5-Star Pizza does deliver here. 352-629-7808 is the phone number. I used to run it, so I know. I used to manage it, so I know the number by heart. And right now, coming up on that 2-minute mark. And right now, we got less than 2 to go, less than 2 to go. Up next, Ready to Run Sportsman, and that's going to be Philip King, Jason Wagner, Ryder, and Taylor. Philip, you can come grab the transponder. And Kermit last lap 20.2, Vince last lap 20.1, Ina 24.9, Bobby 22.8, and Jason Wagner 23.5. And Vince still 8 seconds off that leader. And when you're done with the race, just bring it back to me. Ina, new fast lap in lap number 9 with a 21.2, and she's currently right now in that third spot. She does have a 7-second lead over Bobby Ifrady, who's currently in the fourth. And make it 4 seconds. 1 second to go. I'm sorry, 1 minute to go. And the running order still is Kermit, Vince, Ina, Bobby, and it looks like I think Jason is out. Remember, this is just the first round of qualifying. Kermit last lap 20 flat. Vince 19.6. Vince right now 4 seconds off that leader. Ina last lap 22.8. Bobby 21.4. $10. And Vince right now currently your leader with a 1 second lead over Kermit. Race is over. Keep going until I tell you you're done. Bobby, you are done. Kermit, you're done. Vince, you're done. Track is hot. And everybody's done. Vince McMahon takes victory, sets the early TQ with 15.505. Kermit 15.506. Ina 14.521. Bobby 13.5 flat. All right, that is it for race number 1. What's up, Mr. Tate? There we go.
It's half price tonight?
Sure, it's half price tonight, but I raised it. It's $40 entry now.
Ask Danny if I get 40% off.
Okay. He'll give you more.
Hey, Danny.
Jason, are you running? All right, so it looks like everybody is ready to rock. All right, you guys can bring them on up to the line. You guys can bring them up to the line. All right, right here. What's wrong with the car? Can you get it done in 1 minute? It needs to be resoldered.
Your dad soldered it last week, but it came apart.
Hold on. Hey. We're going to give Philip 1 second.
Hey, they waited worse than this.
I mean, everybody's echoing. All right, here comes Philip now.
Steve, I just heard that. I could have gave you a better deal. Come on,
What'd you
man.
say?
I heard that. This one's from 680 to 780. Yeah, put 780 on it.
What?
You get big money.
What?
That's about what they spent for, bro. He was shaking when he was like,
All right, yeah, just put him right there, Bobby, and then we'll get going. He's already checked in. He'll be going first, so. All right, cool. All right, guys, here we go. Race number 2 out of 4. This is our ready to run class. Philip King, you are going on the horn in less than 5. Ryder. And Taylor. And there she goes. And we're off. Race. Hold on. Let me turn this down a little bit. Ready to run. Taylor's out. Bobby, you can run it to the side for her. Well, you could have just put it aside right there. You had to still. I would have put it right there to the side. That's all right. You put it right there. Still get it. And 1 down, less than 3 to go. And Ryder Trotter, first time out here. Right now on a 9-lap 412 pace. Philip King in the second on an 8-lap 407. Ryder in that yellow buggy and Philip in that short course. Ryder last lap 28.2 and Philip 32.2. And right now, Philip is right now 6 seconds off that leader. We are down to 2 in this race. And we're getting close to that 2-minute mark. Two minutes on the clock, 2 minutes to go. It is Trotter right now, first time out here. He's on an 8-lap 401 pace. Philip King on a 7.406. Up next is Independent Stock Buggy race number 3, and that will be Bobby Ifredi, Luis Torres, Keith Shivers, Chuck, and Ina. And Ryder with a new fast lap, 26-1 in lap number 5. And Philip, that last lap around with a 30.5, and right now we're getting close to that 1 minute mark. And right there it is, 1 minute to go. Caution on the front straight, caution on the front straight. We're clear. Yeah, right now we are now at 30 seconds to go, 30 seconds left in this race. Ryder last lap 30.8 and Philip 30.5. And Ryder with a new fast lap in lap number 7 with a 25.3. And right now on a 9-lap 4:24 pace. Philip on right now on a 7-lap 4:09 pace. 20 seconds to go. Remember, up next is Indy Stock Buggy. Race is over. Keep going until I tell you you're done. Hey, drivers, do not lean on the railing when you are driving the car. Philip, you're done. Keep going, Ryder. And Ryder, you are done. Ryder taking victory, setting the early TQ with 9 laps, 4:23. Philip King in the second, 7 laps and 4:10. All right, that is it for race number 2. And right now we're going to race number 3. All right, turn marshals should start be coming out. You guys should already be coming out there. My turn marshals are going to be Philip's already out there, Jason Wagner, Ryder, and let's see, Taylor's out there. Hey, Ryder. Ryder. Right here, this orange cone right here, buddy. Yep. Right there. All right, looks like all my drivers are checked in. You guys can start bringing them on up. All right, here we go. Race number 3 out of 4, independent stock buggy. Bobby Ifrady, you are going on the horn. in less than 5. Luis Torres, Keith, Chuck, and Ina. Give me his phone. This thing is terrible. Thank you, Kermit. Drive me nuts. And we're off race number 3 out of 4. Once you guys get a couple laps down, I will go into this race order. And right now with 1 minute down, 4 minutes to go, it's Luis Torres right now, your leader on a 16.513 pace. Keith in the second on a 15.512. Ina Ganick in the third, 15.516. Bobby Ifredi, 15.520. And Chuck, 14.506. Luis last lap, 20.3. Keith last lap, 20.5. Keith right now 6 seconds off that leader. Ina Ganick last lap, 20.4. And right now she is 2 seconds back off a second behind Keith. Bobby Ifredi, last lap 21 flat, and he is right now 6 seconds off that third spot. Chuck, last lap 20.5. And Ina Ganick now moves up into second, Keith down in the third. Right now, Chuck up into the fourth, Bobby into the fifth. Chuck now back in the fifth. Chuck right now 3 seconds back off of fourth behind Bobby. Bobby right now 1/10 of a second off of third. And Chuck now moves up into the third. And right now we got 2 down, less than 3 to go. Luis Torres, last lap 20 flat. Ina, last lap 19.5. Bobby Ifredi in the third, last lap 19.9. Chuck, last lap 19.9. And Keith 21.2. 2:45 to go. .230 to go. And Luis Torres, new fast lap with a 19.1 in lap number 7. And it's still Luis Torres in that first spot. Ina Ganick in the second. Chuck in the third. Bobby Ifredi in the fourth. And Keith in that fifth spot. Luis last lap 19.8. Ina last lap 19.3. Chuck last lap 20.1. Bobby Ifredi 27.3. And Keith 21.7. Luis Torres right now on a 16.517 pace. Ina Ganick on a 15 lap 504. Chuck on a 15.513. Keith on a 14.505, and Bobby on a 14.505 as well. 1:30 on the clock. Up next is the last race of the first round, and that will be Stock Buggy. That's for Dave's take. He just paid 21. And right now we're at that 1 minute mark. 1 minute to go in this independent stock buggy race number 3 out of 4. It's still Luis, Ina, and Chuck. That's the top 3. Keith in that fifth spot right now, 1/10 of a second off that fourth spot behind Bobby. And it looks like Bobby is going to have to pull it off. So that will put Keith right now in the fourth spot. Luis Torres, last lap 20 flat. Ina, last lap 20 flat. Chuck, last lap 20.1. And Keith, last lap 20 flat as well. $15 seconds. 5 seconds. Race is over. Keep going until I tell you you're done. Ryder, just watch the race. Watch the race, buddy. Thank you. Keith, you're done. Ina, you're done. Chuck, you're done. And Luis Torres, you're done. Luis Torres takes victory, sets the early TQ with 16.519. Ina Ganick in the second, 15.503. Chuck in the third, 15.511. Keith in the fourth, 14.501. Good race. All right, that is it for race number 3. Oh, someone just lost a tire. Slow it down, guys. Slow it down. We got it. I was just waiting to see if Eric can get that car ready to go. I'll give him a minute's grace. You're not? Okay. All right, guys, so he's calling this one. He'll go get in the next round. All right, guys, bring him on up. Bring him on up. All right, here we go. This is going to be the featured event in our mains. So let's see who can TQ. Well, this will be the early TQ. All right, Eric Everett's going to miss this one. All right, last race of the first round. Stock buggy, here we go. Kermit Butts, you are going on the horn in less than 5. Mike McFarland, Kyle Newhouse, Vince McMahon, Jason Frank, James Tate, and we're off. We're off and running. Race number 4. First round of qualifying. Here we go. Stock buggy. Remember, you guys know the deal. Once you guys put a couple laps down, I will go into that race order. Remember, guys, concessions is closed tonight, so if you guys want to order pizzas, go right ahead. 5-Star does deliver. It's 352-629-7808. But we will open the concessions for like little snacks and drinks and stuff. So right after this race, we'll take about 20, 25-minute intermission. We'll go into round number 2. And right now we got 1 down, less than 4 to go. Mike McFarland right now, your leader on the 17-lap, 5:14 pace. Jason Frank in the second on a 16:508. Kyle Newhouse in the third on a 16:509. Vince McMahon in the fourth on a 16:512. James Tate now up into the fourth on a 16-lap, 5:11. Vince in the fifth. Kermit Butts in the sixth, 15 laps, 5:17. Mike McFarland right now with an 18.6 last lap around. He does have 18-1 in lot number 2. Jason Frank, last lap, 19 flat. Kyle Newhouse, last lap, 19 flat. Vince, last lap, 18-5. James Tate, 19-1, and Kerman, 18-9. And right now we got 3:15 to go on the clock, 3:15 to go. And Vince now moves up into the second spot. Mike McFarland, your leader. Vince in the second, and Kyle Newhouse in the third. James Tate in the fourth, Kermit Butts in the fifth, and it looks like Jason Frank is out. Right now we got 2 down, less than 3 to go. And right now Kyle Newhouse is 2 seconds back off of that second spot behind Vince. And Kyle Newhouse in the fourth, James Tate in the third. You guys got to calm down. And 2:35 to go, 2:35 to go. Mike, last lap, 18-6. Vince, last lap, 19-8. And James Tate, 19-3. Kyle Newhouse, 19-2. Kermit, 19-1. That's your running order. Ooh, we have one right here upside down. Caution going in turn 1, and we're clear. And right now, James Tate in that third spot. Right now, 1 second back off that second spot behind Vince McMahon. Kermit Butts right now 4 seconds back off a third behind James Tate. And right now we're at that 2-minute mark. And right now, Vince McMahon 1 second back off that leader behind Mike McFarland. Right now, Mike on a 16.508, Vince on a 16.509. And now make it 3 seconds. Last lap for Mike McFarland, 18-4, Vince 18-8, and James Tate 18-8. So right now your top 3, Mike, Vince, and James Tate, are within just a few seconds of each other. Now Kermit Butts now moves up into the third, James Tate into the fourth. Right now your top 4, Mike, Vince, Kermit, and James Tate, are right now on a 16-lap pace. Vince 5 seconds off that leader. Kermit Butts 3 seconds back off a second behind Vince, and James Tate right now 2 seconds back off a third. And right now we got less than 1 to go. Less than 1 to go.
I didn't even notice the lights. I didn't even notice. It's on. I haven't seen the rest of them. I haven't seen them. I want to go check that. Yeah, check it. They probably look good too. That one over there looks good. Let me see that other side. Oh yeah. Does the one the end work too? Yeah, both of them on. Good. That makes it. Let me see the other side.
And right now we got 30 seconds to go. It's still Mike, Vince, and Kermit. That's the running order. And Mike McFarland with a 17-9 in lap number 14. Five seconds. And the race is over. Keep going until I tell you you're done. Mike McFarland, you're done. Kyle Newhouse, you're done. Kermit, you're done. Vince, you're done. Track is hot, guys. Track is hot. Track's hot, track's hot, track's hot, track's hot, track's hot. And we're done. Mike McFarland taking the victory, setting the early TQ, 16.502. Vince in the second, 16.510, and Kermit, 16.511. James Tate in the fourth, Kyle Newhouse in the fifth. All right, guys, at 8 o'clock, we're going to go into round number 2. So go get your cars fixed. Track's open for practice. I'm going to bring the sheets out right now from the first round. Track will be open for practice for about another 15 minutes, and then we'll go into round number 2. Remember, if you're hungry, you can order 5-star pizza. They deliver out here. All right, guys, we'll be back in 20 minutes.
That's a
All right, guys. Kermit's going down to concessions. He's going to open it up for like 5 or 10 minutes. Concessions will be open for 5 or 10 minutes.
All right, guys, shut it down. We're going to blow the track off and go into round number 2. Right. All right, guys, we just need somebody to blow the track off, and we're going into round number 2. Just waiting for somebody to blow the track off. But,
Well, he can't buy that.
you know what's funny is all right, guys. All right, guys, here we go. We're going to start round number 2. All right. Race number 1 out of 4, round number 2. Drivers are going to be Vince, Kermit, Ina, Bobby, Jason, and Mike McFarland.
Yes, on this track here, yes, without doubt. They won't work on the outdoor track because the outdoor track is exactly without that. They'll hook you up with truck wheels and rims for your tractor. Yeah, I'll do it. Only took them 8 months to do it. Heavy this thing compared to mine. Mine's loaded with everything in it.
All right, turn marshals from race number 4. Be Eric Everett, Kyle Newhouse, Jason Frank, James Tate, and I need a volunteer. Yes, sir. Go ahead, you can.
He's got a Trinity motor for it. That's why he was pinning my window.
This set I paid $60.
All right, all my drivers are checked in. Let's bring them on up.
Electrons 2.4 for $20. They had all 4 sets, so I gave a set to my cousin.
All right, here we go. Race number 1 out of 4. Time to beat is 15 laps and 5:05. Set by Vince McMahon in round number 1. Bobby, you're actually going first. That's what the computer shows. So don't know why, but anyway. All right, Bobby Ifrady, you're going on the horn. Less than 5. Kermit.
That's what I've been doing.
Jason. Ina. Vince. And Mike. And we're off race number 1 out of 4. Round number 2. Time to beat 15:5:05. Set by Vince in round number 1. And right now we got 1 down, less than 4 to go. It's Vince McMahon right now in the lead on a 16:5:13 pace. And right now he is 1 lap ahead of his TQ from round 1. Kermit Butts in the second on a 15:5:03. Kermit 2 seconds ahead of Vince's TQ from round 1, 15:5:05. Mike McFarland in the third on a 15:5:10. Mike McFarland right now is 2 seconds back off a second behind Kermit, now on a 15:5:05 pace. Jason Wagner in the fourth on a 14:5:22. Bobby in the fifth on a 13:5:03. Ina on a 13:5:24. And right now we're cutting close to that 2 minutes down, 3 minutes to go. It's still Vince, Mike, and Kermit. That is your top 3. There it is, 3 minutes to go. It is Vince, Mike, and Kermit. Vince, last lap, 19.5. Mike, 19.8. And Kermit, 19.8 as well. Jason Wagner in the fourth, 22.4. Bobby, 23.2. And Ina, 21.4. Kermit in that third spot right now, 1 second back off a second behind Mike. Vince on a 16:5:13 pace, Mike on a 15:5 flat, and Kermit now on a 15:5:03. 3 seconds back off that second spot behind Mike. Jason Wagner in the fourth on a 13:5:04. Bobby in the fifth on a 13:5:05. Bobby 1 second back off a fourth behind Jason. Ina Ganick right now on a 13:5:06. Ina right now 1 second back off a fifth behind Jason, and 4 seconds back off a fourth behind Bobby. And right now we're getting close to that 2 minute mark. Vince last lap 19.6, Mike 19.1, Kermit 19.4, Ina 21 flat, Bobby 21.7, and Jason 22.3, and less than 2 to go. Up next, ready to run Sportsman, Philip King, Jason Wagner, Ryder Trotter, and Taylor LaForest. And Philip, you can come grab that transponder now. And Vince McMahon with 18.9 in lap number 10. Mike, 19.8 that last lap. Kermit, 19.7. Ina, 22.9. Ina now up in the fourth spot. Bobby Ifrady, last lap, 23 flat. And Jason, 22.3. And Mike McFarland now moves up into the lead, and Vince down in the second. And right now we got 1 minute on the clock. Philip King, come grab this transponder.
All right, he's coming. John's way out now.
And right now, Vince, 2 seconds off that leader behind Mike. And Kermit now on a 16.5:19 pace. He is now on a 16.5:18. He is 1/10 of a second back off a second behind Vince and 2 seconds off the leader. Right now, your top three, Mike, Vince, and Kermit, are battling for the TQ. Vince with an 18-8 and now moves up into the lead. Mike McFarland in second. 15 seconds to go. Kermit Butts, 19-3 in that third spot. 1/10 of a second off that second spot and 1 second off the leader. 5 seconds. Race is over. Keep going until I tell you you're done. Bobby, you're done. And right now, your top three are 1/10 of a second behind each other, or within 1/10 of a second.
What's that, Phils?
Kermit, you're done. Ina, you're done. Jason, you're done. Vince, you're done. Let's see what happens here. And everybody's done. At that last second with that 18-8, Mike McFarland takes the victory, setting the new TQ by 1/10 of a second, 16 and 5/15. Vince McMahon, 16 and 5/15 as well, just beating him out by 1/10 of a second. Kermit Butts in the third, 16-5-17. Ina in the fourth, 14-5-13. Bobby, 13-5 flat, and Jason, 13-5-18. What a race between those top three.
That's why we're so busy. We're probably doing 20,000 this weekend. I gotta get this out of the truck.
You know, a little thing going. All right, my drivers are checked in. I just need one more turn marshal for the end down there. Thank you, Bobby. All right, here we go. Race number 2 out of 4. Race number 2 out of 4. Is that Joey Logano? All right. Here we go. Ready to run, sportsman. Time to beat is 9 laps and 4:23, set by Ryder Trotter in round. Oh, slow down there. Come, bring it back. So the time to beat is 9 laps, 4:23, set by Ryder Trotter in round number 1. Ryder, you are going on the horn in less than 5. Go ahead, Ryder. Phillip. Jason. Oh, that didn't sound good. And Taylor. And we're off. Race number 2 out of 4. Remember the time to beat. 9 laps, 4:23. .245 to go, 2:45 to go. Ryder right now, your leader on a 9-lap 4:01 pace. And guess what? He is 22 seconds ahead of TQ from round 1. And Jason Wagner now moves up into the lead on a 9-lap 4:02 pace. So Jason, Ryder, and Taylor right now are ahead of the TQ. Jason right now on a 10-lap 4:13 pace. Taylor now in the second on a 10-lap 4:20. Ryder Trotter in the third on a 9-lap 4:05. And Phillip King in the fourth on an 8-lap 4:10 pace. Jason right now last lap 21.9. Taylor 22.4. Ryder 28.2. Ryder has a fast lap of a 24.4 in lap number 1. And Phillip King last lap around 25.9 in lap number 2. He has a 25.7. Less than 2 to go. Up next is Independent Stock Buggy. And right now we're getting close to that 1-minute mark, to the 1-minute mark. Jason Wagner, your leader, and he on a 10-lap 4:04 pace. Taylor, 10 laps 4:11. Ryder, 9 laps 4:17. And Phillip, 8 laps 4:11. Less than 1 to go. Jason last lap 22.7. Taylor last lap 23.6. Ryder 30 flat. And Phillip King 33.3. .30 seconds. Up next, Independent Stock Buggy.
You don't think the Mach 2 would be worth a shit, huh?
Race is over. Keep going until I tell you you're done. Jason, you're done. Taylor, Ryder, you're done. Track is hot. Track is hot.
Motor coming out, so now his old motor is illegal. No, it's illegal. They've already banned it. We had a brand new one coming out.
And everybody is done. And Jason Wagner takes the victory, setting a new TQ. 10 laps 4:06. Taylor LaForce in the second. 10 laps 4:11. And Ryder Trotter in the third. 9 laps 4:27. Phillip King in the fourth. 8 laps 4:31. Good race, guys.
5 days. He's gonna get comfortable.
He needs new tires.
Anytime I go into Marshall,
Yep, there you go.
Nah, don't worry about it. I've already committed suicide and come back and they just said,
All right, all my term marshals are out here. You guys can bring them on up. You guys can bring them on up.
problem up there. 2 hours of me ready, literally seconds away.
All right, independent stock buggy, race number 3 out of 4. Here we go. Time to beat is 16 laps and 5:19 set by Luis Torres in round number 1. That's the time to beat. Luis Torres, you are going on the horn in less than 5. Ina. Chuck. Keith. And Bobby. And we're off race number 3 out of 4. Independent stock buggy. Remember, time to beat 16 laps, 5:19. Once you guys get a couple laps down. And right now we got 1 down, less than 4 to go. Luis Torres, right now your leader on the 16.508 pace. Bobby Ifredi in the second on the 15.512. Ina Ganick in the third. Now in the fourth, Chuck in the third on the 15.517. Keith in the fourth on the 14.506. And Ina in the fifth on the 14.521. 3:35 to go. Luis last lap 19.2. Bobby last lap 20.4. Chuck 19.9. Keith 20.4. Ina 26-4.
Oh yeah. No, it was the drill was just slipping was off.
And right now we're coming up. What is that? Can I try a piece? Hmm. 2:35 to go. It is Luis, Chuck, and Bobby. That's the running order. Bobby right now 5 seconds back off, a second behind Chuck. Luis last lap 19.5, Chuck 19.9, Bobby 20.1, Keith 24.9, Ina 27.6. 2:15 to go, and that is your running order. And right now we're coming up to that 2-minute warning. 2 minutes to go. $1:45 to go. 1:45 to go. Up next is the last race of the second round. Stock Buggy, you guys are up next.
Don't complain like this guy over here.
Hey, don't say that because look how he looks at me.
Well, I had shirts to fit him. I give him. I just got shirts like
What
the
you
20.
mean? It's shirt that fit him.
I don't have any.
You gotta send for shirts for men. one is, right?
1 minute to go, guys. 1 minute to go. Luis still your leader. Last lap 19.4. Chuck last lap 20.6. Keith now up in the third 19.7. Bobby 19.9 and Ina 20.9. $20 seconds.
Like I didn't just drop off fucking $20 in a can. I gave your brother a candy again. Why didn't you say thank you?
He never gave me anything. Race is over. Keep going until I tell you you're done.
I think he was gonna check first time. Oh, yeah, I'm sorry. I'm sorry. How much you want for that chassis, the HSP?
Ina, you're done.
I'll roll one.
Luis, you're done.
I'll fix it first, right?
Chuck, you're done.
Yeah, send me your address.
There he is right there. Keith, you're done.
This is gone, right?
Just waiting for Bobby. Track is hot, track is hot, track is hot. And Bobby's done. Luis Torres taking victory, setting a new TQ, 16.5.15. Chuck in the second, 15.5.13. And Keith in that third, 15.5.19. Bobby in the fourth, and Ina in the fifth.
Yeah, I can't get it. No? No, I tried. I'll do it again, but I can't get it on the sheet.
I found it on eBay for like $4. It's just a sheet.
All right, everybody's in here. Let's slow them up. Let's bring them on up. All right, guys, here we go. Race number 4 out of 4. Last race of the second round. Time to beat is 16.502, set by Mike McFarland in round number 1. That is the time to beat. Mike McFarland, you are going on the horn in less than 5. Vince, Kermit, James Tate, Kyle Newhouse, Jason Frank, Eric, and we're off. Race number 4 out of 4, last race of the second round, time to beat 16.502. And right now we're 1 down, less than 4 to go. Kermit, right now you're a leader.
Hey, $90 for that piece of.
How much?
$90. So the tires are being used right now, so that knocks $10 off of it.
I'm gonna go 150.
Mike, you're not counting. Now you're counting. Hold on, let me keep going, guys. All right, 2 down, less than 3 to go. I'm just going to go what the computer's showing me. Kermit Butts right now in the lead on a 16.5 flat pace. Vince in the second on a 16.5.16. Eric Everett in the third, 16.5.18. James Tate in the fourth on a 15.5.01. Kyle in the fifth on a 15.5.16. Mike McFarland in the sixth on a 14.5.13. And Jason Frank on a 7.5.04, 2:35 to go. Kermit last lap 22.9. Vince last lap 19.7. Eric Everett 19.8. James Tate last lap 19.4. Kyle Newhouse last lap 19.7. Mike last lap 18.9. And Jason 19.7. Mike, you might have your transponder plugged in backwards. Last lap 18.1 for Mike. And right now we got less than 2 to go because you're hitting and you're not hitting. And Kermit last lap 18.6. Vince, though, with an 18.3 last lap around. Eric Everett 18.9. James Tate 19.2. Now moves up into the third. Eric Everett in the fourth. Mike McFarland 18.4. Kyle Newhouse last lap 20.8. And Jason 26.7. Still Mike McFarland right now with an early TQ in round number 1 with 16.5.02. And Kermit right now is 7 seconds off that TQ. And Vince 9 seconds off that TQ. And right now we got 1 second to go. 1 minute to go. Sorry. Mike with an 18 flat in lap number 11. And a 17.9. Vince last lap 19.1, Kermit 23.3. Vince moves up into the lead, Kermit into the second. Eric Everett 18.7, James Tate 25.1, Mike 17.9, Kyle Newhouse 21.2, and Jason Frank 18.3. 30 seconds to go. Right now your top 3, Vince, Kermit, and Eric, are all on a 16-lap pace. 10 seconds. Vince right now 7 seconds off that TQ. Race is over. Keep going until I tell you you're done. Mike, you're done. James Tate, you're done. Vince, you're done. Eric, you're done. Kyle Newhouse, you're done. Track's hot, track is hot, track is hot. And everybody is done. Let's see what happens when I hit this. It is Vince taking the victory, 16 laps, 5:11. Mike McFarland still holds the TQ from round 1. James Tate in the second, 15.501. Eric Everett in the third, 15.502. Mike in the fourth. Kyle Newhouse in the fifth, and Kermit in the sixth, and Jason Frank in the last spot. All right, guys, that's it for round number 2. At 9 o'clock, we're going to go into the mains. Track is open for practice. Does somebody want to grab these sheets real quick?
I got them coming in.
only have 226s.
Not trunk.
10, 0.
Ready to run. Ready to run. Stop by East Independent. Ready to run. Okay, done.
Part numbers start with a 100, then the gear number.
Display races. Ready to run. Independent. There we go. All right, guys. Arnell's coming out with the mains and the results from the last race. Track's open for practice. And maybe we'll, Danny, can you, somebody open the snack shack? Okay, never mind then. All right, guys. We'll see you at 9 o'clock. All right, guys, shut it down, shut it down. We're going to blow the track off and go into the mains.
Okay, right. Only when the compressor's on. That's right.
All right, who's blowing the track off?
I just didn't get anything for it, but
Does it need to be blown off?
I didn't know if you had to let Lisa know too or not, so.
I will. I'll know as soon as I see it a little faster.
He did, All right, guys, Hobby Shop will be open for 5 more minutes. 5 more minutes.
How much do you? All right, guys, stock truck, here we go. Race number 1 out of 4 in our mains. Mike McFarland, Vince McMahon, Kermit, Ina, Bobby, Jason. You guys are up. Tour marshals are going to be James Tate, Kyle Newhouse, Eric Everett, Jason Frank, Yeah, I did that.
and my volunteer here, Little Ryder.
Yeah.
6 months.
If I stand right, I would.
Tell her. Go 6 months or 8
What are you talking about? Who is this?
Think you ever seen that movie Norbit?
Yeah. John
Remember?
Gayhouse? Okay, what do you want?
Barely.
That was just gas.
What? What do you want?
Stop, guys.
We're racing, man. We're about to go into the mains. How come you're not sleeping already? Last night you were in bed by 7 o'clock already snoring. You spanked the monkey 3 times, went to bed. What the hell? You did it 3 times yesterday. That's why you went to bed early. And don't forget, we know that your tube socks are standing up in the corner by themselves. Yeah, don't forget. We know it. I got a camera there. Dude, you got a con. Said the tube sock. What do you mean at a racetrack? Dude, what is your problem? You've done at the track.
Hey, Ryder, you gonna win? Are you gonna place in the mains?
Allie, Sean was looking at your boobs and he went in the bathroom and spanked it.
All right, we're just waiting for Bobby to check in, and we're ready to rock.
What? Hold on a second. He said no, wasn't your boobs, your ass.
Oh, okay.
She said
That's
okay.
okay.
She said it was okay.
Hey, guys.
I know, that's me. I'm just sitting here. I'm just gonna go through my mail and then see if I can aggravate you on Facebook.
All right, just waiting for Bobby Ifredi to check in. Let's get him gridded up while we're waiting for Bobby.
Did somebody post something on your post?
All right, guys, here we go. We're going to get gridded up. Bobby, you can put it in here as soon as you... All right, here we go. In that very first spot with a qualifying time of 16 laps and 5:15 in round number 2, Mr. Mike McFarland. In the second spot, it's going to be Vince McMahon. In the third, it's going to be Kermit. In the fourth, it's going to be Ina Ganick. In the fifth, it's going to be Bobby Ifredi. And in that final spot, it's going to be Jason Wagner.
What did I put? About the Mexicans?
There we go.
So what's wrong with that? What's wrong with that?
You can't do it with his work. All right, Bobby, just getting your position over there.
I pay good money. They should go. I want them out. I got 3 black people that can come work with me for last money in the Mexicans.
All right, here we go. Race number 1 out of 4, stock truck. Let's see if Mike can take the TQ and win. Here we go. Remember, Ryder, watch your corners right here. They're going to be coming. All right, here we go. Everybody, turn marshals, watch your corners. Drivers ready, turn marshals ready. Everyone on the horn in less than 5. And we're off in our mains. Race number 1 out of 4. You got one right there. And Mike McFarland right there, your leader in the all-white. Vince McMahon in the red with the checkerboard with the flames. And Kermit Butts in the blue and white. Ina Ganick in the yellow and white in the 4th. Bobby Ifredi in the short course in the 5th. Jason Wagner in the blue, white, yellow, and red in the 6th. And there comes your top 3 right here coming down the front straight right now. Mike, Vince, and Kermit. And Ina Ganick right there in the 4th, just a few seconds back off the pack. And Bobby Ifredi right there coming up right behind Ina, trying to get up into the 4th position. And your leaders are coming right behind you, Jason. There you go. And Kermit in now. Vince took the 2nd spot right back. And 2 and 3 are right behind Jason Wagner. And Mike McFarland starting to pull out way up in front. Well, there they come, though. 1, 2, and 3. Right down this front straight, crossing the line. 3:30 to go. And the leaders right now are coming up. There they are on the front straight right here. There's Vince in the second crossing the line. Kermit in the third right there crossing the line. And right now we're at that 3 minutes to go. 2 down, 3 to go. And Vince right now just a few seconds back off that leader. And there he is coming up right behind Mike McFarland. I am tongue twisted right now. Sorry, guys. And Vince McMahon right there all over the leader. And there they are right there. There is Vince right there in that second spot right behind Mike McFarland. Put it upside down. Put it upside down right there. If he's broken, put it upside down. There you go. Oh, and we got caution going in the front straight. Caution going in the front straight. And we have a lead change right there. Vince McMahon, right now, your leader, Kermit in the second, and Mike McFarland drops down into the third. And right now, we're at that, coming up on that 2-minute mark. And Kermit now back down in the third. And Vince McMahon right there, your leader, less than 2 to go. Mike McFarland in the second and Kermit in the third. 1:45 to go. Up next, ready to run Sportsman. Phillip, come grab your transponder. Caution going in the front straight. Caution in the front straight, and we are clear. And that's Mike McFarland was upside down, and he is back down in the third. Kermit now back up in the second.
First loser, right?
Right. Vince McMahon right now leading it on, and there he comes right around that turn right here over that little jump and down the front straight right here. There is your leader. And right now we got less than 1 to go, and Mike McFarland right there all over Kermit trying to get back up in the second. Kermit right there in the blue and white in the second, and Mike McFarland in the all white in the third spot. Oh, and he tags the pipe right there and gives Kermit a little bit of breathing room. And there's your leader right there across the line. Mike McFarland was your TQ holder from round 2. Vince TQ'd in round 1. 30 seconds to go. And right now it is Vince, Kermit, Mike, Ina. That is your 4. 15 seconds. They'll probably get 10 seconds. Might be able to pull one more lap out. And that will happen. Race is over. When you cross, you're done. Kermit, when he crosses, he'll be taking the second spot. Ina will be taking the 4th. And Mike, he's coming down the front straight. He'll be taking that 3rd. And there he comes, coming down that front straight. Vince McMahon taking the victory. Kermit Butts taking the 2nd. And Mike McFarland taking the TQ and 3rd. Ina Ganick in the 4th. Good race, guys. Yeah, there's all kinds of soda cans from somebody. I don't know who they're from. I don't know who they're from. What? Sodas. They're full, too. Here, soda. Here, one more.
I got things to do. I go to the doctor.
All right. Race number 2 out of 4, ready to run Sportsman.
All right, guys, we got our turn marshals here. We're just waiting for Philip to check in.
I need some salt.
All right, what's going on? Is Jason, what's going on with his car? Oh, okay. All right, guys, we're going to, Philip, I need you to check in, buddy. Philip, cross over this line, please. I don't know what's going on. All right, here, I'll just, all right, you're checked in. I'll count you by hand. All right, guys, here we go. Let's get them graded up. In that very first spot today with a qualifying time of 10 laps, 4:06 in round number 2, it is Jason Wagner. All right, guys, let's get them graded up, guys. Ryder, you're going to be in the third spot. Jason Wagner in that first spot. Taylor in the second. Ryder in the third, and Philip in the fourth. All right, guys, here we go. Ready to run Sportsman, race number 2 out of 4. Let's see if Jason can TQ and win. And let's see what Ryder does. Very first time here out in New Red, only 6 years old. That's pretty awesome. All right, guys, here we go. Ryder, you need to get him, buddy. All right. Well. Go back to that third line. I see this. All right, guys, here we go. Ready to run Sportsman, everyone on the horn in less than 5. And we're off. Race number 2 out of 4. And Jason Wagner right there in the stadium truck, your leader, and Taylor right there in the short course in the second. And Philip in the third. He's in the black short course. But Ryder now just took the third spot right from Philip. He's in that yellow buggy. 3:30 to go. And right now we got 1 down, less than 3 to go. 1 down, less than 3 to go. And 2:30 to go, 2:30 to go. It is Jason right there on the 12.407, Taylor on 11.4 flat, and there's your leader right there in that blue and white, yellow and red stadium truck. Taylor in the red short course in second, and Ryder Trotter in the third in that yellow buggy right there in that third spot. And Philip King in the fourth. And right now we're at that 2-minute mark. 2 minutes to go. Up next is Indy Stock Buggy, race 3. You guys are up next. And it's still Jason, 1:15 to go. Jason, Taylor, and Ryder. And right now we're getting up to that 1-minute mark. 1 minute to go in this Ready to Run Sportsman class. Go ahead, Ryder. You good? I heard him go, no, no, no. "35 seconds. "20 seconds. "5 seconds. Oh, excuse me. Race is over. When you cross, you are done. Caution going down that front straight. Caution going down that front straight. And there he is, Ryder Trotter, gonna take that third spot. Good job there, buddy. And there he is, taking the TQ and win. Jason Wagner and Taylor Forrest in the second. And track is hot, guys. Track is hot. Track is hot. And Philip King, when he comes around, he will be taking that fourth spot. You can do it. There you go. And Philip, you are done. Jason Wagner taking the TQ and win. Taylor LaForest in the second. And Ryder Trotter, very first time out, only 6 years old, taking the third spot. And guys, make sure you stay for the trophies and everything. Remember, Philip, I do need that transponder back. I only got 2%, so someone's going to use their cell phone to take pictures. Or probably Kermit or Danny. We don't have no phones because our phones are dead. Take pictures. Thanks, buddy.
Well, mine's got a broken window, so.
I thought yours is dead. Yes, you can, buddy. Good job. Hey, give me 5. Give me 5. Good job.
You want to be Jason? Because every day I get come here now.
Cool. Awesome.
Every day you're going to be open?
Yes. Except for Mondays and Tuesdays. No, Mondays and Tuesdays were closed.
That's cool. Thank you.
Jason, he just said he's coming for you. He's going to be here every day practicing. He's coming for you. That's what's up. We're going to give him that spot, Jason. Easier for him. All right, all my drivers are checked in. Let's get them graded up, guys. Let's bring them on up. Let's bring them on up. All right, guys, in that very first spot today with a qualifying time of 16 laps and 5:15, it is going to be Luis Torres. In the second spot, it's going to be Ina Ganick. In the third, it's going to be Chuck. In the fourth, it's going to be Keith. And in that final spot, it's going to be Bobby Ifrady. All right, guys, here we go. Let's see if Luis Torres can take the TQ and win. Turn marshals, remember, watch your corners. Turn marshals, watch your corners. Everyone on the horn in less than 5. And we're off in race number 3. Independent stock buggy. Let's see what happens. Let's see if Luis can take the TQ and win. And there he is right there in the blue crossing the line. There's Chuck in the second, Ina in the... Keith in the fourth, and Bobby in the fifth. 30 seconds down, 4:30 to go. And there's your leader right there, crossing the line. And Ina right there in the third, pushing right there for second, coming up right behind Chuck. And Keith in the fifth right there, right behind Bobby, trying to get up into the fourth spot. Right now we're coming close to that, 1 down, 4 to go. And right there we got less than 4 to go, Oh, we have an accident right there, and who was that? Who got collided, though? It looks like Bobby and... Oh, looks like Bobby might be out. Yep, and Bobby looks like he is out. 3:35 to go. And here is your, and Chuck was coming right there, and he was coming up right behind Luis Torres, and he got caught right there in that little jump. And Ina now right behind him in that third spot, trying to move up into second. Luis Torres starting to pull away a little bit. And right now we're coming up on that 2 down, 3 to go. Remember, everybody, stay after for the pictures and the awards. And there's your leader right there, Luis. He is your leader. He just crossed that line. And Chuck and Ina right there battle out for position for second and third. Up next will be the last race of Thursday Night Thunder. That will be race number 4, Stock Buggy. And right now we got less than 2 to go, It's Luis, Chuck, and Ina. That is the running order. And there's Ina right there in that third spot. And your leader, here he is, Chuck, to Luis Torres, 1:35 to go. Right now, Chuck is 9 seconds off that leader. And Luis last lap 19.1, Chuck last lap 19.3, Ina 20.4, Keith 20 flat. And Nina 19.6, and right now we are now at that 1 minute mark. .35 seconds. And right now, there's currently no battle for position right now. Luis right now with a huge lead. Right now in this race, Chuck holding strong in the second. Ina still holding strong in the third spot. Ooh. 5 seconds. Race is over. Keep going until I tell you you're done. Chuck is done, taking the second spot. When you cross, you're done. Keith is in the fourth. And there he is, going to take the TQ and win. Luis Torres finishing his race 17.517, Chuck 16.511, and Ina Ganick taking the third 16.522, Keith in the fourth 15.516. Good race, guys. All right, guys, here's the last race, Stock Buggy.
Starting Saturday, guys, we're going to be starting doing the leaderboards every month. How many wins can you get in the month of March? We got to call. Gotta figure out how to do that. Ooh. All right. All right, guys. Jason, we need to give him a minute. All right, he's good. All right, guys, we're going to get him gridded up right now. All right, here we go. In that very first spot today with a qualifying time of 16 laps and 5:02 in round number 1, Mike McFarland. In the second spot, it's going to be Vince McMahon. In the third, it's going to be Kermit. In the fourth, James Tate. In the fifth, Kyle. In the sixth, it's going to be Eric Everett. We have to give him a minute. And in that final spot, it's going to be Jason Frank. Can you get it done in a minute, or are you broke? Okay. Give him a minute's grace, guys. Give him a minute's grace. Eric Everett. All right, here we go, guys.
All right. So it's going to be Mike, Vince, Kermit, James, Kyle, Eric, and Jason. All right, here we go, guys. Turn marshals are ready. Drivers are ready. Everyone, watch your corners, turn marshals. And here we'll see what happens. We'll see if Mike can take the TQ and win. Everyone on the horn, lesson 5. And we're off. And there's your leaders right here. There's Mike McFarland, Kermit in the second, Vince in the third, Kyle Newhouse in the fourth, Jason Frank in the fifth, James Tate in the sixth, and Eric Everett in the seventh. 30 seconds down, 4:30 to go. And Kermit right there, right behind Mike McFarland. There's your two leaders right here coming down the front straight. There's Mike McFarland crossing that line, and Kermit. Vince McMahon in the third, and Jason Frank in the fourth, Eric Everett in the fifth, Kyle Newhouse in the sixth, and James Tate in the seventh. And right now we got one down, less than 4 to go. Jason Frank up in the third, Vince McMahon into the second. And Mike McFarland crossing the line with a pretty good sized lead. There's Vince McMahon in the second. And Jason Frank in the third, Eric Everett in the fourth. Eric Everett right there in the third, in the fourth, coming up right behind Jason Frank, trying to get up in that third position. And there's your leader right here coming down the front straight, and Vince McMahon. I'm sorry, that was Vince McMahon's car. It is Mike, Vince, Eric Everett in the third. There's your leader right there crossing that line. It is Mike and Vince and Eric Everett and Jason Frank right there coming up right behind Eric Everett. Eric Everett in that third spot. Jason Frank in the fourth, trying to make a move right there for the third spot. There's their battle right there for third. Oh, and they get tangled up. Jason Frank now moves up into the third, and Eric Everett into the fourth. 2:35 to go. Hi. And there's your leader right there crossing that line right there. That is Mr. Mike McFarland with your TQ from the round number 1 with 16.502. Vince right there in the second. And it looks like Kermit butts in the third. I didn't see that change. And Eric Everett right there in the fourth there, right behind Kermit. Jason Frank in the fifth. And right now we're coming up on that 2-minute mark. Caution on the front straight. Caution on the front straight. 1:45 to go. And Kermit now pushing for the second spot. Eric Everett right there in the fourth, right there coming up right behind Kermit. Oh, let's see what happens here. Oh, we got one right there. Eric Everett's right there on the other side of that jump. And there's your leader right there crossing the line. And there's Vince right there in the second and Kermit in the third. And right now we got 1 minute on the clock, guys. 1 minute to go. And there's Kyle right there. He's in the seventh position. Eric Everett in the fifth. James Tate now in the fifth. Jason Frank in the fourth. .35 seconds to go, and there is your leader, Mike McFarland, crossing that line. And Kermit now moves up into the second, and Vince McMahon in the third. 15 seconds to go. Mike McFarland pulling a 17-7 that last lap. 5 seconds. Race is over. Vince McMahon taking the third. And there he is. Going to take the TQ and win. Mike McFarland, Kyle in the seventh. And it looks like Kermit will be taking. Track is hot. Kermit's taking the second spot. Eric Everett in the fourth. Track is hot. Track is hot. Is that it? Is everybody done? Yeah. Looks like everybody is done. All right. Mike McFarland taking the TQ and win. Kermit Butts taking second. And Vince McMahon taking third. Eric Everett in the fourth. And there we go. I guess no one cares. All right, guys, that is it. We're going to do the awards right now. Remember, Saturday, gates open at 10.
Oh my god, did they ever? I wish we could get J Concept smoothies. They're not my fault.
All right, guys, here we go. All right, stock truck. You guys bring him to the podium. Mike McFarland, Vince McMahon, and Kermit. Oh, hold on. Yeah, Vince McMahon taking the win, Kermit second, and Mike McFarland third. He brought it. All right, here we go. Stock truck. Vince McMahon taking the victory. Kermit Butts taking second. And Mike McFarland taking the TQ in third.
I saw the picture you sent me.
All right. Ready to run, sportsmen. You guys can pull it up. Jason Wagner, Taylor, and Ryder Trotter. All right. Jason Wagner in Raider on Sportsman. Going to take the TQ and win. Taylor taking the second. And Ryder Trotter taking third.
Cool, isn't it? It looks like theirs. That's a Can-Am.
All right. Good job there, Ryder. All right. Independent stock buggy, Luis Torres, Chuck, and Ina. Pull them up to the podium.
Wow. Only $240 out of $2,700. Yeah, we were $2 shy of 28.
All right. Good job, Ryder. All right. Independent stock buggy, Luis Torres taking TQ and win. Chuck taking second. And Ina taking third. All right, guys, here we go. Stock buggy. Mike McFarland taking the TQ and win. Kermit Butts taking second. And Vince taking third. Hey, Ryder, come here. Chuck, I got you a sheet for you if you want it. Ryder, come here. There you go, buddy. Ryder, there's your first race here, and your third place. Take that. That's your sheet. That's your results.
Yeah. What? No.
All right, guys. We'll see you Saturday.